Y'all get ready?
Yes, you get ready.
If you want the latest news in the streets, join us and tune in for the tea. Breaking news with integrity. So tell your friends and your family. It's the Lovelyti TV show, bringing you good tea and good vibes. It's the Lovelyti TV show. Be sure to share, like, and subscribe.
What's going on in the news? Okay, in other news, there's so much going on right now as far as, like, you know, this whole Tory situation. Child, this is the damn court case that just won't damn die. I'm like, damn, this fucking Tory's back in the news. Meg is back in the news. I'm so tired of the Tory umbrella stands and the Megan's horses. All y'all get on my fucking nerves. I don't like neither fan group. They're both weird. All they do is sit on social media and troll each other and write, you know, put umbrella emojis and horse emojis. They just the worst fandom on the internet. But anyways, they're back in the news again. You know, we thought it was going to be over once he got stabbed. And, you know, I thought he was just going to be rehabbing and thanking God that he's alive. But they're saying that there's new evidence. Now, I have not seen the new evidence, so we're going to watch it together live. I wanted to wait to just watch it with you guys live. But Amber Rose did an interview. And basically, Amber Rose is calling, okay? She wants the judge. I got my gavel ready. She said, pardon Tory. He did nothing wrong. So, again, I haven't watched the interview. We're going to watch everything live together. But I've told y'all from day one, this case never made sense. And I was attacked. I was threatened. I was belittled. I was doxxed. All types of shit. You know what I'm saying? I told y'all something was wrong with this case from day one. It just never made sense. It was too convoluted. Changing of stories and everything else. So I think they're all crazy. I think they're all Betty is a bedbug. Megan, Tori, and Kelsey. I think in 2020 they were all doing shady shit, getting drunk. And something happened. But the fact that nothing has made sense, you know, new evidence is coming out, it's insane. It's insane. So we're going to watch all this together. Again, let's see what happens. I also heard that Meg Thee Stallion unfollowed Glorilla. Was that a rumor, y'all? People were saying that I guess Glorilla had posted a song using Tory's music or something, and she unfollowed her. Now, you know me and Emily, we fuck with Big Glow. It's the G to the L to the Big Glow. Like, so that's what they're saying. Is it true? Oh, they said facts. Wow. Well, that's too bad. That's too bad. Because I liked that their song together. It's not a rumor. That's too bad. Because I don't know. I don't know if they're best friends or close like that. But if she wants to use the song, she can. So I don't know. Okay, somebody says they're back following each other. Okay, so they're following each other again. But why even unfollow her? That just, again, it just adds to the messiness. You know what I'm saying? Like, why even bring that energy? But Glow's doing her thing. I'm not mad at her. She's doing her thing, child. So let's go ahead. Let's see what we want. Let's watch Amber Rose first. Oh, God. The tattoo's back. She needs to keep makeup on her forehead. I hate the fact that she has this forehead tattoo. It just looks, she looks possessed. She looks demonic. I hate forehead tattoos. Just weird.
Influencer, TV personality, musical muse, Amber Rose, and now social justice advocate. Amber, thank you. I'm sorry about the technical difficulties. What do you want people to know about why you are advocating for Tory Lanez?
I'm advocating for Tory Lanez because the evidence shows that he's innocent, and he deserves to be pardoned by Governor Gavin Newsom. You know, he's 100% exonerated from the gun, and for that alone, he should be home with his family.
Well, the DNA showed that it could have been any of four people, but he sent the text apologizing, and Megan Thee Stallion and her friend Kelsey there that night said it was him. What do you do with that?
Well, I heard the whole story from Tory's mouth. He called me personally from prison, And I now understand why he said sorry, and it's not for any shooting at all. So I'll let him tell that story when he comes home. But the sorry was...
Objection. Like I told y'all before, the reason why he was saying sorry is because he fucked 2 friends. He's a trifling narcissist. He was messing with 2 friends. Again, when I tell y'all, this whole case is very spiritual. It's deeper than Meg. It's deeper than Kelsey. It's deeper than Tory. This was a spiritual battle between all of these people. This narcissistic little imp thought it was okay to sleep with 2 friends. Megan knew that Tori and Kelsey were messing around. And she still decided to go behind her best friend's back and sleep with her man at the time. The Jezebel spirit. Let's keep going. I'm going to get deep today. If you don't like it, move around.
Was not for what people think it was for.
Amber, I got to invite you back on the show because we got screwed up with time, so we'll make it work for you whenever you want. Because I want to talk to you about Diddy and your experience there and what you think about what's happening with him and what people should know. But I don't want to choke you on time. But do you think that they're going to make the case against him or no?
I think it's just the beginning. I think right now they're just they're trying to paint a picture, but I think there's more to come.
All right. Well, I'd love to have you back. Thank you. You know how TV goes. I don't have to tell you. This is what happens with the satellite.
It's okay. No worries. I would be happy to come back.
All right, we'll do it again. And thank you for putting Tory Lanez on the radar with Anna Paulina Luna and getting it to our attention as well. We'll see that justice is done. Thank you for joining us, and we'll do it again.
Absolutely.
Okay, let me come back on the screen, and then we're going to watch a few more videos. Again, imagine, y'all can get mad in the chat all you want to. It ain't but a few people mad. I don't care. Because this entire situation could have been prevented. Y'all can sit there and cry, no, T. Maybe y'all are the whores and y'all are used to fucking y'all's friends' men, so that's why you're offended. That's your business, okay? But for people who do have respect for themselves, who don't move that way, all of this could have been prevented. A lot of this was driven by drunkenness, ego, narcissism. Remember, when you drink, you're opening yourself to different spirits. That is why they call alcohol spirits. You're opening yourself. So a lot of this could have been prevented. And I stand by that. And I know fast forwarding 5 years later, they all regret it. I know Megan is living with regrets. Kelsey's living with regrets. Tory, of course, is living with regrets. If they could all change that night, they would change it in an instant. So what I'm trying to say is learn from the mistakes of other people so you're not destined to repeat them. Instead of y'all being offended by everything that comes out my mouth, and not a majority of y'all, it's just a few freaks. Instead of being offended, understand what I'm saying. Take all this as a lesson, a learning lesson that 3 individuals got themselves into that it didn't even have to go there. But again, nobody has any sexual self-control. It's all about just smashing and hooking up and sleeping with random people, not having respect for themselves. And this goes for both men and women. And then people get mad when they find themselves in messed up situations. Imagine if Tory decided to be faithful to Kelsey and not cheat. Imagine if Meg had respect for herself and didn't fuck with her friend's man. Let's not forget how the whole argument and fight broke out. That's what they were all fighting and arguing about. This ratchet triangle. So, again, if you're offended, move along. There's other people live right now. You don't have to watch my stream. But the folks who are here to get edified, to have real conversation, and to learn from the mistakes of these celebrities, let's go. So, let me go ahead and, yes, Chosen Joy, she said that's why liquor stores be called spirits. Yes, when you drink, spirits enter you. A lot of people are battling the spirit of alcoholism. And they think it's cool because it's cool to socially drink. And there's nothing wrong with drinking. But to the point where you're drinking, where you don't know what you're doing and you're, making excuses, blaming it on the alcohol. No, you're just a low vibrational person. Don't blame it on the alcohol solely. That's who you were anyways. The liquor is just giving you the freedom to just let it all out. That's already who your spirit was. No, Kelsey wasn't married at the time. I don't know if she's married now, but she was single at the time. I know she had a baby like 2 years ago. Yes, pretty Tati, know your limit. Exactly. Nobody's saying don't drink. You get drunk as a skunk. That's your business. But know your limit. And you don't get to do things while you're drunk and then, oh, it was the alcohol. No, you were just a whore. Can't just blame the alcohol. That's just who you were. You're using the alcohol as a crutch and as an excuse. But let's go ahead and watch the next clips here. Let me see. Now, these ones came out today on TMZ. They're saying that they have the audio, some witness audio. Again, I have not listened to any of this. So we're going to be watching it live together.
And the girl come out and pull open the passenger door and started screaming and yelling at somebody in the car.
So the girl who came out of the passenger, you're talking about the front passenger?
No, the rear.
The rear passenger. So the girl comes out of the rear passenger and she goes to the front passenger?
Yes.
And she opens up the car door?
Yes.
And then what happens?
They're screaming and shouting at each other and they start fighting.
The two girls?
Yeah, I can see one like feet coming out trying to kick her and the other one's fighting and then the passenger gets out.
So the girl who does the punching and the kicking is the girl that comes out of the back passenger?
The front. Can we stop there? Because I don't want to. I'll tell you, and then I want to go. My son's on his own.
Yeah, I understand.
I don't want
and it's loud with the cars.
And I don't really want to. So basically, the car stopped. The girl in the back got out, started screaming and shouting, ripped the door, pulled the door open, but pulled it so sort of viciously. That's why I presume the driver got out. She starts screaming. She starts hitting the girl. The girl on the side, her feet come out. She starts to kick the girl away. On passenger, they get out. They start fighting here. They start fighting. The driver comes round and tries to sort of break it up. It gets a bit more violent.
Okay, this is hurting my ears. Between the car in the background, the weird British accent, the guys are fighting and the back and somebody's kicking. Like this, it's hard for me to listen to this. It's a lot of noise. They could have ran this through an audio editor and drained the background the background noise so we could just hear the British accent. It's hard to hear what he's saying and then the car is passing. I needed a break and I have sensitive ears. All right, let's continue.
And between them, the girl then climbs back into the front driver passenger seat.
Where's the shorter black guy?
He's in the back.
He's in the back of the car? Okay.
Then the gun. Then the girl shoots into the car. So the driver's door's open.
You're seeing the girl shoot?
Can I help you? I think, is it this house?
Yes, I'm so sorry.
Okay.
So you see the girl doing the shooting?
I see what appears to be the girl standing here and shooting into the car. That's what it looked like to me. But it was dark and I'm above, but then the guy gets out again from the back.
Okay, so did y'all catch that at the end? Let me come on the screen real quick. So he said the short guy's in the back. So we all know the imp is Tory. And then they're saying that there is the girl. He thinks that it was the girl that was shooting. Sounds like that girl was obviously Kelsey. But again, he says he thinks because he's up above in his apartment. So from what he's looking down at, he's thinking it's a girl shooting. Those are his words. Don't get mad at me and put sad face emojis. That's what the British man just said. So we're all listening to this together live. I haven't heard any of this audio before. So there's another one here There's some more evidence, so we're gonna keep going. So then there's this bit of evidence.
But no, it didn't. No?
They shot out of the car?
The windows were open, that's why it sounded like either way. Yeah, I didn't.
No,
we didn't
they
see
were
it.
on my side. The girl opened the door. It was two girls fighting, and then they shot. And she got out of the car and crawled over.
Okay, I didn't really understand what that was saying. But they're writing here, they said LA native Sean Kelly was interviewed by investigators in the early morning of July 12, 2020, and told the cops he could see one woman, who we now know to be Kelsey, angrily exit the rear passenger side of the Cadillac Escalade and open the door, the driver's side passenger door, in a fit of rage to confront the other woman, later learned to be Megan. Okay, so Sean Kelly, I believe, was the driver. So Megan's in the front seat, Kelsey and Tori in the back. Okay. So now here goes another video. Again, I haven't watched any of this, so we're watching it together live. So let's see.
And so what happened with you were just walking by stepping on the glass. I didn't really cut on my right foot. I just stepped on past the other bit. So you were already hurt when you got into the room, and then at that point, just your friends were running down and turning to the hospital.
Okay, this is... come on. I'm getting frustrated because y'all know my ears are so sensitive. What's up, Ice J? He said, T-Sipper here from Minneapolis. Hello, welcome. I don't know what the hell she said. I'm going to have to download these and run them through my audio, my audio, so I can remove all that background noise, the static, the beeping. That is very distracting. I don't understand why they wouldn't want to send clear audio. Like, I can fix the audio as an audio file. Why are these lawyers just putting on raw audio? We want to be able to hear things crystal clear. I don't know. Let's see if they wrote anything else. Kelly says a vicious cat fight broke out with plenty of kicking and clawing. Told cops while the driver rushed out to break Megan and Kelsey up. Tori stayed in the back seat. So Tori didn't get out the car. Okay. Then they say he goes on to describe what appears to be Kelsey drop shooting into the car. It was only when the gunshots began that he saw Tori rush out of the SUV to get involved. Kelly testified all of this in court, but the jury still found Tori guilty of first-degree assault. Okay, so we're going to watch this video. See what this is about.
Ma'am, do you think we're going to go to jail? What's that? Do you think we're going to go to jail? I don't know. We're trying to figure it all out. As long as you guys cooperate with us and you guys tell us what happened, we'll go accordingly, okay? But if you guys are not telling us, if you guys are, then I don't think... I really cannot go to jail. Okay. I cannot have that on my image. Okay. So how did that happen to you? Glass. Glass? Where? Where we were coming from. But I'm not from here, so I... Okay. I didn't get shot.
Oh my God. Like, I feel like my head's about to explode. All that background noise.
Oh, you did it?
Oh, man. I mean, no, sir.
Yeah. Okay, thank God it's over. And then there's a video of Tory Lanez getting stabbed in jail. Let's see. Jaquan Smith, Tory's bodyguard and driver at the time, gave cops a sworn statement about breaking up the fight, but ultimately said he didn't see who fired the gun when Tori and Kelsey were tussling. And then they show like her foot. Forensic red flags and medical doubts. 3 bullet fragments were saved, packaged according to the standard protocol, and passed off to the appropriate authorities. Some was then obtained of a bilateral foot, demonstrating successful removal of major bullet fragments. They were fragments of the restrained missile that were noted, however, deemed too small to attempt retrieval. Okay, all right, let me come back on the screen. All this shit's getting on my damn nerves. All right, I'm back. It's a lot going on. Now, I'm going to say this. If they're going to submit audio evidence, and maybe they put it out there raw so people can be like, oh, they tampered with it. I don't know, but to get rid of the background noise, I want to hear what is being said. It was very hard to hear what Megan was being asked in the hospital. But we did hear some of what she was sitting on the ground, and she says, her reputation can't afford this hit. She wants to make sure they don't get in trouble. And they asked what happens. She says, basically she stepped on glass for a slide. Now, she later on came out and said that she stepped on glass because this was 2020 George Floyd riots going down in Minneapolis and all over the Twin Cities. So she was scared because police were supposedly out here just, killing black men. Okay. Now, we have Tory, okay? Tory, if you know you didn't do it, why would you volunteer yourself? Why would you not tell? He said that he didn't want to tell because Kelsey's a woman. I don't know, she has other kids. I thought she just had her first baby within the past 2 years, but she's a woman, and I thought about my mother. That's what Tory was saying. He didn't want a woman to take the rap. But again, that doesn't make any sense because you're a father of several children. Do your children's lives do they not need a father in their life raising them? Why would you take the rap for somebody else? It's some shit. I'm a mom. If I didn't do something, all you hoes are going to jail. They did it. I said that's why I don't do crimes. I don't do criminal shit because I'm going to tell. Because I'm not going to jail for nobody. I think he thought that this was going to not get as serious as it did. And that's where he messed up. That's where he underestimated the system. He already had a criminal record. He's already involved in other incidences. Everybody knows him to have a temper. That was not the time to play a gentleman. That's where you should have sat back and rested on your so-called throne, king. I'm not putting my neck on the line for fucking Kelsey. And then when it came down to it, what did Kelsey do? She didn't even have his back like that. She just convoluted the case. And they gave his ass 10 years. Again, if there is new substantial evidence and he's not the one who shot her, and they can prove that he's not the one who fired that gun, then he should be let out. If they can prove it. And if they can prove that he didn't do it, something happened to Megan. Let's keep that real. Her foot injury is not a figment of our imaginations. She was hit by some type of shrapnel, bullet fragments. Because again, when you shoot in the air wildly, what goes up must come down. And I've always said I felt like they were fragments. It wasn't like somebody shot her dead in the foot. Because has she been shot dead in the foot with a bullet, half her foot would be gone. Who's the boy that almost got, well, he's dead now, Julio Fulio. Remember when he got shot in the foot and he showed his foot picture? Who was gruesome? Let me see if I can pull it up. So something definitely hit her foot. She was definitely attacked. They were fragments. That's the difference between his foot. He was actually shot in the fucking foot. She was hit, unfortunately, with fragments. And I think because of that, the way the bullets and the fragments hit her is because possibly Tori and Kelsey were fighting over the gun. That's what he's saying happened. He was trying to pull the gun away from her. Okay? If they can prove that he did not do it, somebody still needs to pay for the crime because Meg was still a victim of a crime. So if he didn't do it, lock Kelsey's ass the fuck up. The fact that she was that angry, that they're alleging that she pulled out a gun and was willing to kill her best friend over some dusty community peen. Dusty community peen comes a dime a dozen. They're always out here giving their, their peens out like Tic Tac. You don't fight over it. You let dusties do what they do. And you move along. You don't go trying to shoot the other girl. You let Dusty Dick do what Dusty Dick does. So for her to be that mad that she's willing to fucking shoot her friend, again, people, all three of them drunk, moving with spirits inside of them. The spirit of anger, she saw red, moving demonically. Because again, if she was in her clear mind, it wouldn't have went there. So something happened. I see a lot of umbrellas. I see a lot of free Tories. Shout out to his fans. They're all here. Something happened. Something is not clean in the buttermilk. And again, I know it's easy to demonize Megan, but remember, Megan didn't file the initial charges. She tried to move on. She told the police a lie and tried to move on with her life. And you remember she was in the club dancing with Asian doll, trying to live her life. Everybody else kept picking. Until she finally, said Tory shot her. But I don't think she really knows who might have shot her. Because again, they were fighting. And, when somebody's your best friend, you don't want to think that your best friend would do something like that to you. So maybe part of Megan was still trying to protect her best friend as well. But the people who charged Tory was the state. The state picked up the case. It's not like she went down there and snitched. The state picked it up. There was a gun involved. And it was shots let off. The police are going to get involved. They're going to pick up the case. So I think he didn't think it was going to get as bad as it did. He thought their celebrity, all three, well, Kelsey ain't really no damn celebrity, but he thought his celebrity was big enough and Megan's celebrity was big enough where everything would be swept under the rug. And he found out that fat meat is greasy. You're not that big of a celebrity. You're not bigger than the program. If he didn't do this, he should have stated it from jump instead of trying to protect Kelsey. At some point in time, self-preservation has to kick in. I'm not going to jail for nobody. Especially when I have mouths to feed. He has little children. Remember his kids were at the courthouse crying and carrying on. So it doesn't make sense. Why are we protecting Kelsey when she's the aggressor? Allegedly. She's the one fighting over community peen. She's the one who's hurt. She's allegedly the one who grabbed the gun. Why are we protecting her if she's the one who did it? It's like I said, this case has just never made sense. It's been a lot of holes in the story. A lot of things just not making sense. Tory had no business protecting her. And then he was told, that Rock Nation was telling them to be quiet and not to speak out and everything else. If I didn't do something and I'm looking at serious charges, I'm telling it all. Something went down. And I think maybe after a while, Megan realized that maybe Kelsey had something to do with it. Because remember, Megan then switched up on Kelsey. Remember she had all them girls on live stream. They were, going at Kelsey. And then Megan dropped the diss track. And then Kelsey dropped the diss track. And I think maybe she got to the point where she realized they were both, none of these people are innocent, right? But she realized that neither one of them were worth saving. So for Megan, whoever goes down, goes down. Because she's had to deal with all the drama constantly, even to this day in 2025, still being picked apart. So I think after a while, she was just like, it is what it is. If he goes down and gets time, I don't care anymore. She just wanted to move forward with her life. So something went on. Something went on that night. And I still, y'all can say what y'all want, I still believe there were a lot of spiritual forces at play. The liquor, the anger, the jealousy. Again, there are certain spirits that move within people, and alcohol exacerbates those spirits. Understand that a lot of narcissistic men and women, they move with the spirit of Leviathan. That spirit is a spirit that causes chaos, pride, and confusion. This is a man who admitted to sleeping with 2 best friends. If that's not narcissistic, I don't know what the hell is. He slept with 2 women that were friends at the same time. And because of that, because of his pride and his ego, it caused chaos, confusion, and drama that night. Another spirit that was moving that night was Delilah, the spirit of Delilah, who's known for manipulation and deceit. Meg knew she was fucking her friend's man, but was moving with manipulation and deceit, trying to hide it until they couldn't hide it anymore. Then last but not least, the spirit of Jezebel. And that spirit moves with control and domination. So to me, I've always seen this night as a bigger than just what the media is putting out there, bigger than just hip hop. It was spiritual. Look how it caused a divide in the community. Thank you, Aquastar. I'm glad you're kind of seeing where I'm coming from. I'm going to go a little bit deeper on this stream. And I don't care who don't like it. Y'all can call me crazy, a cuckoo bird. I don't give a fuck. Because I study. And the thing is, I remember when I watched the video of them at Kylie Jenner's house that day. And I'm just like, I just felt something in that video when they were posting it. A lot of attitude. Megan was feeling away because you could tell Tori kept being in Kylie's face. And I remember she was saying something about, don't post me, don't take no picture of me. When she was trying to do the live stream, and she was saying like something like, get out the live stream. She was like really annoyed. You could tell she was getting annoyed. Because again, she's messing with him too. So the spirit of jealousy is there. Yes, thank you, Summer Speaks. It is spiritual warfare out here. Y'all think it's a joke. 2025. We are fighting battles seen and unseen. People will come to you in the guise of being good people, but they're really wearing a mask. So as she's getting drunker and she's seeing the guy that she's sleeping with, that spirit of Delilah is entering her because she's being manipulative. She knows she's sleeping with her best friend's man. But now she got the nerve to be jealous and feeling away because he's flirting with Kylie. So again, this is spiritual. This is bigger than just social media and, internet fodder and black women versus black men. And again, he's moving with the spirit of Leviathan. Chaos, pride, confusion. He knows he's messing with these 2 women, but he decides to add Kylie Jenner to the mix to cause confusion and chaos in them. And now they're both feeling away. Kelsey's sitting here like, this is my man, but you over here flirting with Kylie. What the fuck? So yeah, it goes deep. It goes deep. And again, I'm not saying all this to judge any of these 3 people. That's just how I'm seeing it. I'm not really judging them. People are just people. Can't expect much from people. That's what I learned over the years. People are just people. They come into your life, they go out of your life, and you move on. Everybody that comes into your life, you learn a lesson from them. So with everything Meg has been through, she's learning a lesson from this. That's why now you see her in the gym, she's working out. I don't think she drinks as much as she used to drink. I think she's slowed down on the liquor a lot. Kelsey had to learn from this. See, she's real quiet and meek now. Being a mother, and, unfortunately, Tory is sitting in prison. Fortunately or unfortunately. He says he's innocent. So we'll have to wait to see what happens with this. We'll have to wait to see what happens. But like I told y'all from day one, I've always felt it was a spiritual battle. It was deeper. Nothing is by happenstance. And that's why, for me, I find it very interesting that Tory allowed the industry, the glitz, the glamour, the fame, to cloud his judgment this much. Because I never knew his father was a pastor. How do you come from a very spiritual background and this is where you end up? But that's what happens when you sell your soul. You sell yourself short when you chase worldly things instead of the right things. When you're not practicing what you preach, when you're playing with God, when you're mocking God. God will not be mocked. You can't serve two masters. You can't be in church on Sunday and then over here doing God knows what Monday morning. Doesn't work that way. Either you're all the way in it or you're not. So understand that when judgment comes, things will crumble. Everything around you will crumble. He wasn't walking right. Well, mac and cheese, you're saying he didn't sell his soul. Well, yeah, it's very easy for him to be spiritual now. He's locked up. But at one point in time, he did. He was willing to sell out to the industry. He wasn't making godly music. He wasn't making positive music. He was on the gram. I remember in 2020 when everybody was on the gram. Remember Boosie, put your pussy lips on the gram for $1,000. What was godly about his live stream in 2020 since he didn't sell out? He had OnlyFans models on there, strippers. All they were doing was drinking every day, shaking ass, tits, talking about sex. Nothing about him screamed that he had a pastor father. Y'all can try and rewrite the message all y'all want to, but one thing about me, I have a damn good memory. And I was in them comments sipping slow. I watched his streams. So it's very easy for him to be very Christian now because he's locked up. Now he has time to reflect. And I'm not saying he can't be forgiven. Yes, remember that. Thank you, PE. Everybody was on demon time back then. Remember that. He was always screaming demon time. But you're trying to gaslight me and say, oh, he didn't sell his soul. They were all screaming demon time. Thank you for that reminder. Why would that ever utter your mouth if you're a man of God, if you're a Christian, if your father's a preacher? You can't dance with the devil. All these people were screaming demon time. That's why I keep telling you, this was a spiritual situation. And y'all are just looking at it surface level. Black man versus black woman. Black women ain't shit. Black men ain't shit. This was spiritual. Who remembers when I did the video calling out yes, Beyonce too. Who remembers my demon time video when I was calling that shit out? I was one of the only influencers calling that shit out in 2020. When did it become cool to invoke demons? Put a teacup if you remember me doing that video. Like, don't play with me. Thank you. So yeah, y'all not going to act like he's always been, this church going, God, yes, maybe his music now. But back then, none of them were on that. And that's what I'm saying. Learn from this. Learn from their mistakes so that way you're not destined to repeat them. That's all I'm saying. I'm not here to judge them harshly. I'm just saying they made a lot of mistakes that did not have to happen. Thank you. I see the teacups. I'm glad y'all remember. AG said, don't play with T. Tell him, AG. Because I'll take y'all to church. I'm in the mood. Okay? We blessed over here, honey. Nothing formed against any of us. All the chosen ones, the tea sippers, people with good hearts, nothing formed against us will prosper. Amen. So yeah, understand this was deep. Again, if Tory is innocent and they have all the receipts to prove it, then so be it. So be it, because they were all moving in darkness at one point. But like I said, somebody has to pay for the crime. So if Kelsey did it, there needs to be charges brought against Kelsey, because Megan didn't shoot herself. She's still a victim. Whew. Child. It's a lot.
If you want the latest news in the streets, join us and tune in for the tea. Breaking news with integrity. So tell your friends and your family. It's the Lovelyti TV show, bringing you good tea and good vibes. It's the Lovelyti TV show. Be sure to share, like, and subscribe.